Howdy folks, Laxo here, and today we are going to be talking about Soi Fon and pretty much her damage progression and her breakpoints that I have gotten for her throughout all my testing. And later on in the video, I'm going to be answering some questions that everybody may have about one, Soi Fon, and two, the events that's coming to an end. You guys may have some random questions or whatnot that I'll answer. So first things first, let's go ahead and take a look at Soi Fon, but you guys can check the description below and I'll have all the timestamps listed out for you. All right. So as you guys can see here, I went ahead and upped her to 7-star. I went ahead and spent pretty much a bunch of omnis that I had, finished getting her to 7-star, and I did some more pulls and ended up getting her next weapon. And then I said, you know what? I have enough coins to just buy all of her weapons. So I went ahead and used all my coins and got her weapon. So here is what she looks like now. And now let's talk about some numbers that I have here for Soi Fon. As you can see, I went ahead and tossed these over here on the right side of the screen. So the first testing I did with her was 5-star, no weapon, regular dot team, nothing super crazy. Geen wasn't even in that team, and with no weapon, 5-star, I was doing around 4 to 7 mil. Again, this varied between the teams I was facing, and this would vary for you guys between all the damage progressions you have throughout War Souls, teams you fight, and relics as well. So for me, though, it was around 4 to 7 mil, 5-star, no weapon. I was doing around that much. And then I went ahead and said, all right, let's toss on our weapon, did some more testing. And I was doing roughly, I didn't do too much testing here, but I was doing roughly around 13 million. I think it was probably around like 9 to 13. So the damage jumped up quite a bit. Almost double damage from without, actually probably more than double damage from without and with a weapon at 5-star. Then I went ahead and did a little bit of team swapping around. I think I went ahead and tossed Geen in there. I went ahead and tossed Byakuya in there. And then my damage started really jumping up quite a bit. It was, again, still 5-star with a weapon. And I was doing around 17 to 23. Again, damage varied plus or minus, but I think that was roughly around where I was at. And then the next breakpoint I ran into was upping her to 6-star, and I did up her weapon as well to tier 2. So at that point, 6-star tier 2 weapon, I was averaging around 30 million. Sometimes it dropped below in the high 20s, 25, 27, around there, and then it, on the other high end, it was 30 plus, 33 around there. As you can see right here, 27 to 33. And then I went ahead and said, you know what? These damage numbers are kind of fun. Oh, I think once I saw her, this damage number might have jumped up pretty high to like 35 or 37. Anyways, I went ahead and said, all right, let's go ahead and do some glass cannon team setup. And the glass cannon team setup pretty much consisted of 3 soul halls. I had Dragon, Bird, and Tiger. I had no actual major soul hall. I just was using the bonuses from those. And I immediately saw my damage jump up quite a bit to 29 to 43 was the average. Again, this is totally subjective based upon who you're using, the teams you're fighting, and your progression on the game. So immediately jumped up quite a bit, 29 to 43. I know this is when the damage starts getting really, there's a big difference between the high and the low end when you get your weapon this high with the glass cannon team setup. Sometimes I was doing really low damage at 29. Sometimes my damage numbers were crazy. The highest I saw was, I think, 40, 44, 45, somewhere around there. And then I said, all right, let's go ahead and finish her off. This is just my testing today. This is just about 2 or 3 hours of, about 3 hours of testing I've done today with her. and both of these were on the same team. I was just fighting one team because I wanted to get really close numbers. Then immediately I saw I got her to 7-star with a tier 3 weapon. Again, just that. I was using the same war souls and everything. I saw my damage jump up to 45 on the low. Like, I wasn't doing anything less than 45. I was probably averaging around like 50, I think was a pretty good like average point. But then I started doing again, same testing, same everything. Testing, and I was getting some crazy results on the high end. I mean, I was just saying I was averaging around 50. Well, this was the highest one I've done just so far. Just so far of testing. This is the highest damage number I've done. So, yeah, you guys saw it. 67 million was the highest damage number I've gotten so far. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. I honestly think there's still room to grow, and I can still get to 70 million. And so let's take a look at the let's see here. Here we are. The hones I have on her. I've only done a couple rolls. I've actually been really kind of unlucky, to be honest, I think. But this is what I have on her so far. I did like this attack roll, so I kept it. I'm not sure whether I want to roll off the crit chance and crit strength. I'm kind of iffy on that because I really want to get some damage percent. But yeah, so that is what I've been doing with her so far. Again, as you saw, if I do a little bit of messing around here, I could probably get it to 70 million, I think, pretty easily if I get a really good roll. But I don't think that team is very viable because as you saw the actual team comp that I was running, I'll pull it up here. It's pretty stupid and unviable. Once again, we have all 3 soul halls here, as you can see. And then the problem I had is I couldn't put Geen in the back row because if I did put Geen after I had Ulquiorra go, Geen would one-shot the back row. And I wanted the biggest number possible, so I put Geen to rage first. So he did the least amount of damage. And then I had, of course, Rukia in there to get some extra damage. I had Nell in there just to get some bleed. And then Sogyo to apply the Tricked. And then Soi Fon to just blow everything up. And as you saw, 67.7 was the big boy damage I managed to crank out. So once again, I will show you these numbers again really quickly here. That's what I have. I'm just going to put 67 here. That's what I've been going with, so feel free to take a look. And again, these are completely determined upon 1, team you're facing, 2, your progression in the game, and 3, the opponent's team. So yeah, that is what I've been doing. I think the percentage will roughly stay the same across the board though, because I was using pretty much the same tests, but that's what I'm at. All right, next thing, let's talk about some questions everybody may have. So the first question is, should I get her weapon? The answer is yes, you should. Unless you want to wait till the next event, which will be coming late October. Or at least that's what it should be, because October is usually the next event. She will be, her shards will be in the shop for 6. And then her weapon will be in the shop for 40. So her weapon will be cheaper next event. It'll be 5 currency tokens or whatever cheaper than it is this event. So if you want to get a weapon there, it's fine. But we will be getting a World Championship really soon here. As you can see, it is what, less than a week away now or so. So it's getting there. We're gonna have World Championship coming up soon. Don't want to miss that. Trust me, her weapon will definitely boost you quite a bit. All right, next question here. Should you get Cura? Because there are Cura shards in the actual shop right now. There are Cura shards, and you can get Cura shards for pretty cheap. And you can get his weapon as well for pretty cheap. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here at... well, first of all, his Warsel's really, really good. You guys need his Warsel. If you don't already have it, it's pretty good. Next question is, let's see. Is he good, or do you guys think that he's really good enough to get? By the way, I used some Omni Shards also to up him as well. And that's what I got. Anyways, his weapon is pretty good, and he is very good as a character. I definitely think he is a must. As you can see, pretty much the major difference between weapon and not weapon is you're guaranteed to get soaked on the entire enemy team, which reduces their healing by 60%, crit chance by 20%. So that's huge. It is very, very, very important when you're fighting against the higher teams. Battles last longer, and healing really comes into play. You really need Cura, because there are enough healers in the game where almost every team can have a healer now. And I'm talking about the 7-team format. Almost every team can have a healer, or a healer of some sort. So he's very, very, very important. I highly suggest getting him. His weapon isn't super duper mandatory, but it's mandatory enough to where I think spending 40 shards to get his weapon, if you don't already have it, very, very important. And of course, him as a character is pretty good as well. You can't go wrong. I suggest getting him. Let's see here. Another question people usually ask is, hey, I have coins now. What should I do with them? I had a video I already covered, or I already went over the shop and everything, so I'll probably link that in the description. Feel free to check that if you guys would like. But, you know, pretty much first and foremost is get her weapon, get Cura shards, get Cura's weapon, and then everything else use into time tokens, just so you can up other character weapons as well. Or if you don't have other characters, like you're on a brand new server, you really want to get characters. So make sure you get all the characters, excluding, of course, Hallibell. I think, and anybody else? Rukia isn't too important. She isn't too important, but she is pretty good in some team setups, and her passive is really, really good as well. So, don't need Hallibell. Rukia is optional, but I suggest getting her as well. So the next question I have been getting is, I've had people ask me, they have Soi Fon at X point. Should I get her to a higher point? Pretty much, honestly, I think she's really good. She's obviously the biggest and craziest damage dealer we have in the game at this point, bar none. So, as high as you guys can get her, I feel she is worth it. As you can see, I have my breakpoints and damage right here. Probably not going to be the same for you guys, but I think she's good enough to where I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I spent everything I had on her. So, take it from me. And I think she's fantastic, and I'm not regretting it at all so far. I've wasted like 500 omnis on her or something like that. 600 omnis on her. And yeah, I again have no regrets, and yeah. She's definitely gonna carry me in World Championship, and who knows, I might even be able to get like 2 or 3 wins off of Mass if I actually fight him this World Championship. And the very last question I will be answering here is, do I think she will get nerfed? Here's the thing, is the only way they're going to be able to nerf her is lower these bleed procs right here. is lower all the bleed procs. What they could do is something like, instead of applying 3 stacks of bleed, it applies 1 stack of bleed without a weapon. And then with the weapon, it applies 2 stacks of bleed. And then they'd probably have to change settle accounts to something else, to only bleed instead of all dot effects. But I don't really see them, like, unless they just redo her entire kit. In that case, a lot of people will be really, really outraged. So I don't know if you guys have tested her with, like, literally by herself, completely by herself, no dots, no nothing, no boosts. You guys saw in my other video, she really doesn't do I mean, she still keeps on par and higher than Aizen. I'm sorry, Byakuya damage, but she really doesn't do the same amount of damage as putting her on a bleed team and using a Crimson Warsaw with a Chaos Warsaw. She does not have the same punch. So, will they nerf her? Maybe. I honestly don't think so. But maybe. Alright guys, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. If you guys haven't already subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, hit that like button as well. I would really appreciate it. And if you guys would like to join my Discord, feel free to check the description below. I actually posted this clip right here. Or actually, it's not here, but I posted the clip of me doing 67 million damage on my Discord. And if I do more, if I do hit that 70 million mark, it will go on my Discord. So be the first to see it if you're on my Discord, of course. And yep. That's going to wrap this one up here. And I will get out that 4-star to 5-star video as well. Actually, maybe I won't. But maybe I will. It's a video of me doing tests on my free-to-play account to show what the damage ranges of Soi Fon are on my free-to-play account. But, as I said, let's grab this one up here, guys. Catch you all in the next one.